American 65, can tell runway 4 left short and line up and wait.
American 65, 4 left short, line up and wait.
Hello everybody, welcome to, I think you would call it Kajani in Sweden. Swedish people, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I'm going with, Kajani. We are in our Saab JAS 39 Gripen. I randomly chose this airport in hopes that its runway was long enough, and it appears it will be. Alright, we are in our Gripen. Interior is kind of bland, but that's, yeah. Interior is kind of bland. Let's see if we can turn off our landing lights, because I've noticed our landing lights are on. Shift 1, let's see here. HUD, PFD, MFD, fuel, start, HUD, ICAS. Cool, okay, so that's 1. 2 gives us this. Let's see, beacon off? No? So what happens if I turn on everything? What's that? Instrument panels. Doesn't actually seem to do anything. Okay, well, we'll fly without then. 3 is one of my panels. Which panel is it, do we think? That's my comm panel anyway. There is autopilot. There's GPS. There's radar. Throttle quadrant. And that would be all. Cool beans. So there's our plane. It does seem to have a light on, even though I've turned all the lights off. See, it has a light on. For reasons we don't really understand here. Oh well. Let's, do we have flaps? It appears we don't. I'm actually kind of surprised at that, because I kind of expected all the Saab aircraft to have flaps for their short takeoff. But nonetheless, let's run up our single Volvo RM12 afterburning turbofan. Dry, she produces 12,100 pounds of thrust. With afterburners, 18,100 pounds. Wow, she's like a silent jet. Can she take off yet? No. I have no idea how fast she's going either. 140 knots. Can we take off? Yes, we can. Wow. Okay, retracting of the gears is very loud, but the jet itself is not. Wow, she's kind of sluggish compared to the Viggen that we've done. That's actually kind of surprising. I did not expect it to be quite that sluggish. All right, well, this is a light single-engine multi-role fighter aircraft. It's designed to replace the Gripen and Viggen. Aha. You were designed to replace the Viggen. I like the Viggen better. Hi, we're nice and close to you. Why am I so close to you? I don't know. Camera. Oh, there we go. There's a nice picture. Oh, look at the plane. The plane, boss. The plane. Okay, anyway. Has a delta wing and canard configuration, which is really obvious there. With a relaxed stability design and fly-by-wire flight controls. This is powered by that Volvo engine with a top speed of Mach 2. Now, in the 1970s, in fact 79, Swedish government began development studies for an aircraft capable of fighting, being a fighter, an attack aircraft, and a recon aircraft to replace the Gripen and the Viggen. The new design was selected, and it became the JAS 39, first flight 1988. That is a fast design cycle when compared to the US design cycle. Woo boy. There is also an EF model being built as of last year. It has been referred to as the Gripen NG or the Super JAS. Super JAS, whatever you want to call it. Can I? Yeah, it's just, it does not respond like some of those other aircraft. Yeah, I don't know. First Gripen came off the assembly line 26 April 1987. Marked Saab's 50th anniversary. How about that? It's developed. Developing this kind of aircraft was a major undertaking for Sweden. The predecessor Viggen, despite being less advanced and less expensive, had been criticized for taking too much of the Swedish military budget Was branded a cuckoo in the military nest by critics. That made me laugh when I read that, and I had to write that down. Ooh, look, I do have air brakes. Wow, look at those. It's pretty impressive braking. Everything on this plane is slow. Wow. If I have any Gripen pilots out there watching, let me know, because this thing is just a sluggish dog. Give me the Viggen any day. It is multi-role, is intended to be lightweight, agile aerial platform with highly adaptive electronics. It does at least have the electronics here in this. Canard control provides positive lift force at all speeds, while there's generous lift from that delta wing, which compensates for the rear stabilizer producing negative lift at high speeds, that's pretty common actually. So it has a lot of lifting body to it because of the way it's been configured. It is intentionally unstable and employs digital fly-by-wire controls to maintain stability. This removes many flight restrictions and improves maneuverability and reduces drag. Has STOL performance, not true STOL performance, but just pure short field performance, I guess is what you'd call it. Be able to maintain a high sink rate and strengthen to withstand the stress of a short landing, which reminds me, I do need to find an airfield eventually. Am I going towards this airfield or away from it? Let's find out. I do believe I'm going towards it, and I'm about to fly over it. Where is it? Airfield. Still forward from where I am. All right, where are you, airfield? I don't see you. I do see myself heading towards the ground, though. Let's rectify that problem. Yeah. Oh, okay. So you're this way? Oh, it looks like it's a water landing. All right. Stop screwing around. In order to enable this aircraft to have a really long service life, they're talking like 50 years, which, when you compare it to something like the American B-52, is like a little baby airplane. It has low maintenance requirements, I found my airfield. Major subsystems such as the engine, the radar, etc. are modularly constructed to reduce maintenance cost, increase reliability, etc. It also has been developed to have modular sensors, computers, and armament so that over time, each piece can be replaced as necessary. About 67% of the aircraft was sourced from Swedish or European suppliers, and 33% came from the United States. What? You don't like me throttling all the way back? Okay, well. Brakes! So during the Cold War, the Swedish armed forces had to be ready to defend against possible invasion. So this required combat aircraft to be dispersed in order to maintain an air defense capability. Thus, a key design goal for the Gripen was the ability to take off from snow-covered landing strips of only 800 meters. Needed a short turnaround time of about 10 minutes in order to rearm, refuel, and perform basic inspections and servicing before returning back to the battle. That's some pretty stringent requirements that we don't have in many of the other armed forces. United States, for instance, comes to mind. So does the UK. Now, the 2012 Jane's Aerospace and Defense Consulting study said that compared the operating costs of a number of the modern combat aircraft, including the Gripen, and it found that it had the lowest cost per flight hour when fuel used.
Sink rate 500.
Hold on. Let's land the plane, because good grief. Now it says that my flaps are out, so I technically have flaps, but I don't have flaps. That's nice.
Don't sink.
400. 400. Yay!
Don't sink.
Whee.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Quit saying don't sink.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Why would you say such a thing while I'm approaching a runway?
Sink rate
100.
Pop the brakes.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
And we crashed. Okay, we're back. We crashed, but, you know, what more do you expect? Wow. Camera, behave. Alright. Our plane is now seeing what the exit's open. That doesn't look bad at all. The engines are off, but the engine noise is still there. Whatever. I was saying about the Jane Aerospace and Defense Consulting study. It found when computing fuel used, pre-flight prep and repair, scheduled airfield level maintenance, and associated personnel costs, the Gripen had an estimated cost per flight hour of about $4,700. That's per hour, people. The next lowest was the F-16 Block 4050, which is a late block F-16, 49% higher, $7,000 an hour. Very cheap aircraft here. This is a 39D model because it has a two-man crew. The other model is a single-man crew. Our combat radius is 800 kilometers. That's about 497 miles. And we have one 27mm Mauser BK-27 revolver cannon in the single-seat model. And we have 8 hardpoints, 3 on the wing, and 2 under the fuselage. She's interesting. I would be interested to know from any Gripen pilots I might have out there if it feels like a sluggish aircraft. Because I'm sorry, but this thing is a slug compared to the other aircraft I've whipped around here. And I crashed it on landing, which is probably because I came in way too fast. But that's a different problem altogether. Nonetheless, the link is in the description as always. I would not say this is a high-quality aircraft. The Viggen was a high-quality aircraft. This one is medium quality, I think. It's missing some moving parts, specifically flap, because I get a sign on my HUD if I go in the aircraft. That flaps. Okay, I'm at 100% flaps. I don't see any flaps. There's no flappage. That's strange. Nothing moves when I do that. So it just seems like not everything is animated, which does make me kind of sad. Also, that stupid landing light stays on no matter what, and there's no afterburner. But still, if you're looking for a Gripen, this is a Gripen. It works. It does fly. It just feels sluggish. Until next time, I've been DerTebbers, who crashes aircraft for a living. Next time, I'll try not to crash. I promise. I'm looking to see what aircraft I have next. I don't know what aircraft I have next, so I'll probably crash and destroy it. Until next time, happy flying, everybody.
Good evening, ATL 101 Heavy.
ATL 101 Heavy, good afternoon. Wind 0908, 48, clear to land.
On behalf of the flight crew, thank you for flying with us and have a pleasant stay.